Good evening, all. We, Natural Path Heartfulness Center, invite you all to this online session on Yoga for COVID-19 Frontline Warriors as part of the International Day of Yoga celebrations in Oman, organized by the Embassy of India, Oman. Natural Path Heartfulness Center is a registered organization in Oman which comes under Heartfulness Institute, which is a non-profit, non-religious organization spread over more than 150 countries with more than 13,500 trainers all over the world. So, let's come to today's agenda. First, we will have Dr. Shibu Ayyappan sharing his experiences as a COVID warrior. It will be followed by a heartfulness, relaxation, and meditation session. So now, I would like to invite Dr. Shibu Ayyappan, who is an anesthetist and ICU specialist in Sultan Qaboos University Hospital, Muscat. I welcome Dr. Shibu Ayyappan to share his experiences as a COVID warrior with all of us.
Thank you, Soumya. Good evening all. Namaste. First of all, I wish to salute all the COVID warriors who are the police and armed forces, medical healthcare workers and the staffs of public administration. Recently, I was fascinated by a quote by American poetess Susie Casson. It goes like this: ignorance is not bliss, it is the kiss of death. So, it is always better to be aware of the existing crisis and educate ourselves with the necessary information and help ourselves to cope with the situation. So, what should be our attitude? It should be neither surrender nor overdoing of the situation, but rather accept it is a crisis through which we have to pass on patiently, courageously, and sensibly. Being a doctor and a COVID survivor, I would like to share some experience and inputs based on it. As you know, treating a patient and being a patient is a totally different brain chemistry. Both needs patience and courage, but being a patient needs more acceptance, immense trust and faith in the Almighty and ourselves. In the latter situation, that is when we are a patient, there is more chance to fumble because of extreme anxiety and the fear of becoming more morbid and, of course, impending death. Another thing is that we are fighting against an invisible enemy because we are not sure from where we are going to contract this virus infection. This makes us more overprotective, but in a way it's good. Regarding the physical and mental stress, the physical stress in healthcare workers like doctors, nurses, and even the cleaning staff is mainly due to long working hours in the same scenario. We were working in ICU up to 18 hours in regular days and 24 hours in the weekends. More than the physical stress, we undergo mental stress in these scenarios. We get into the physical agony and stress when we become a patient only. And it adds up to the already existing mental stress. Unfortunately, this spreads over to each and every one of our family members, friends, neighbors, etc., etc. Being in isolation for 14 to 21 days itself, the amount of stress undergone by the family was tremendous. Now, regarding the recovery and treatment, the physical recovery in corona or COVID infection is a natural process since there is no specific antidote for the virus. It largely depends on early recognition of the symptoms like fever, or even a feverishness in which we cannot record the fever, tiredness, body pain, sore throat, cough, then sometimes there will be reddening of the eyes, etc. Breathlessness, diarrhea, all these things are late symptoms. So always it is better to recognize the symptoms early. Its treatment mainly is with paracetamol, antibiotics, and antivirals like oseltamivir. And adequate rest, proper hydration, natural remedies to build up our immunities all always help us in these situations. Other home remedies like regular steam inhalation and saltwater gargling also helps. But the mental stress before getting an illness and during illness can produce a long-lasting negative impact on our body and mind. This is similar to an extended flight or fight reaction, which overburdens our sympathetic nervous system. I will show a chart comparing the sympathetic burden and the parasympathetic burden. Like this is a chart showing the overactivity of the sympathetic nervous system due to stress response in our body and the impact of relaxation response in our body. Here we can see when we are extremely anxious, extremely stressed, in an acute phase or a long phase. Long phase produces a long impact. It produces increase in our heart rate. It's all because of the overactivity of the sympathetic nervous system. Increase in heart rate, increase in the blood pressure. This have a negative impact on our heart. Heart is our main organ. It also produces increase in the glucose level in the bloodstream. If it is a chronic stress response, we will become a diabetic patient. Our muscle tension increases. Another important factor is increase in cortisol. Noradrenaline, which is a vasoconstrictor, also has a negative impact on our heart. Of course, the rate of aging also increased when we are chronically stressed. See in the relaxation response. The relaxation response is promoted by the parasympathetic nervous system. Here, when we are adopting any methods to relax our body and mind during these stress episodes, our heart rate decreases, our blood pressure reduces, our glucose level in the body comes to an optimal level. We are more relaxed, our muscle tension reduces, cortisol level reduces, and the vasoconstrictor, even the action of the vasoconstrictor will be optimal in our body. This all have a positive impact totally on the body and mainly on our heart. And of course, the rate of aging is also reduced if you are properly relaxed throughout during a stress response. Now, this is one of the reasons why people with cardiovascular diseases are more badly affected in the COVID infections. I would like to share some home remedies as a preventive measure advised by our heartfulness guide, Daji. We'll move to the master's video.
You know, the ancient yogic tradition, we have this neti, where they pour water from one part of the nose, one nostril, and take it out from the second nostril, and then they repeat the same thing from this nostril to this nostril. And it's a brilliant process. It cleans up the nose. This process of rinsing with tolerable warm water, but don't use just the plain water. I would recommend you use slightly hypertonic solution than isotonic solution. I'll tell you the difference. Our blood, our saliva, our tears, they have some amount of salt, what they call normal saline, 0.9% sodium chloride is present. If you want to use this concentration, you have to take 100 ml of water and 900 milligrams of salt, boil it, cool it, and then use this as a neti solution. There are readily available neti bottles also. You can order this through Amazon, or you can even fabricate one at home. You can use a 100 ml syringe, plastic syringe, and fill it up with this solution. Or if you don't have 100 ml or measurable syringe, approximately measure 100 ml or 200 ml of water, put enough amount of salt to make it hypertonic, means not exactly 900 milligrams, but little less than 2 grams of salt in this 100 ml of water. Advantage of hypertonic, little extra salt, will be Because of this, nose will continue to secrete more and more water to bring the outside saline to isotonic level. It will throw out more water from inside and allow this, hopefully these viruses also to get drained along with it. So first thing I would recommend is twice a day or 3 times a day if you can. If you have a vessel at home for neti, you can do it at home. For your understanding, I'll demonstrate this to you here. So this is that bottle I was talking to you about. It's there is already a mark there up to which we fill the water, slightly warm water and tolerable extent, and then you put some salt in it. The ready-made package is available. Otherwise, approximately you think that this is 1000 milligrams, it should be enough. And then you see how this bottle is. This is a plastic bottle. I already filled it up with water and salt. There is a tube below. It touches the below exactly. So when you press this, the water will come from here, go up here, and then it will do its job. So I'll demonstrate this to you. So put it under with this nostril, and then push this, and then you will be able to see the water coming from the other part of the nose. Similarly, you can do from this side. This is neti. Hopefully, this should be able to get rid of most of these coronaviruses waiting to hook up to this ACE2 protein receptors. We are still waiting for some medication that will block this ACE2 protein receptor so that corona cannot hook onto it. Another thing I would like to recommend is you must be having these eye drop bottles at home. If it is expired, throw away the contents from that eye drop bottle, something like this, and fill it up with oil, especially tilka oil or sesame oil, and equal amount of mustard oil, and then put 2 to 3 drops in each nostril. You can do this 2-3 times a day. Now the advantage of this oil would be you are able to hold on. It captures, it grips not only the dust but even micro things like microbacteria or even viruses. It captures it. It will also moisturize your nasal passages. Whenever the nasal passages are moisturized, they remain moist, there will be a greater level of immunity. So that's a second technique that you can use twice a day. You can use the mixture of mustard oil. Why I am saying mustard oil to be mixed with the sesame is some people may not be able to tolerate the impact of mustard oil, but some people, I think they are used to, in North India especially, they do use this during winter times. And such habits, this new, as I was saying, cultural habits in a geographical area, they are developed out of need. During winter time, when there is so much of cold season, flu-like symptoms rampant everywhere, they will use this mustard oil. This is ancient wisdom to capture dust, capture bacteria, capture viruses. Third technique I would like to share with you is this, we use this vaporizer during the cold season. Why? When we use this hot steam coming out of the vaporizer, it increases the blood circulation in the nasal passages and the throat. Along with this increased blood circulation, what happens? We get a lot of antibodies circulating in that area, and that will capture the bacteria as well as the viruses. Another reason why we should do this is the high temperature created by this vapor will destabilize virus as well as its hooks on ACE2 protein receptor will also slow down or can be destroyed. It's a complex molecules are present in mustard oil as well as sesame. I cannot claim with surety, but I am sure certain viruses where they compete for certain receptors, these ingredients will block them.
Daji also recommends a form of chest physiotherapy as shown in the video. This can be performed on people suffering from congestion as well as healthy people and children. It will break up and prevent the build-up of mucus. It can be done for a few minutes 2 or 3 times in a day. It is also recommended to gargle with warm saline water 2 or 3 times in a day.
When someone somehow need to find the medication, vaccinations to prevent this from going any further, we can try to prevent with these old well-proven techniques, but there is no guarantee. What I have just recommended to you is a good hygienic habit, even if it may not prevent any infection, but it's a great thing. And since our elders have been using this for eons of time, and it had prevented them from getting flu or cold-like symptoms, I thought of sharing this with you. Worst scenario, what will happen? It will be as good as not using anything. It's not going to harm your health anyway.
Right. I hope you enjoy this tips from Daji. The measures I adopted to tackle this situation was mainly meditation. I am a heartfulness practitioner for the last 18 years. It reduced my anxiety and helped me to adapt quickly to the new set of patients in the ICU. Even 30 to 40 minutes of meditation help us to go deep and provide complete relaxation. Since the heartfulness meditation is aided by yogic transmission, that is, the divine energy from source which acts as a catalyst to take us deep into a balanced state of mind or samadhi. Another technique I adopted during this situation was cleaning. This is also recommended in heartfulness system. Cleaning, or we call it as rejuvenation or mental cleaning, help me to clean away the mental impressions or the mental burdens or thoughts accumulated during the stressful working time in the hospital. Even when I was sick with COVID infection, I was managing to do cleaning for 20 minutes in the evening time, which gave me immense lightness of the body and mind. I avoided the meditation during that period because of mainly tiredness. Fortunately, I could continue the meditation and cleaning once I recovered from the acute phase of illness in the quarantine period. Another thing is that I would like to share is that the remote meditation sessions. Here in our system, we have remote meditation sessions from a trainer regularly. We can take it either once in a week or once in 4 days like that. It helped me to improve my mental immunity and stabilize it. And of course, the quota of the spiritual soul for me finish only with the bedtime prayer of heartfulness system. I will discuss this prayer in the next session. A word about my family and my friends and neighbors and of course my brothers, sisters. I account my family members, friends, neighbors, brothers, sisters more than the COVID warriors, maybe COVID saviors, for me. My wife is also a heartfulness practitioner, and she could manage her stress well with her regular meditation, cleaning, and prayer. So I strongly recommended that, along with whatever medical treatment we are getting from the hospital, the handling of the mental stress during this crisis is of paramount importance. It is helpful to prevent from slipping off our mind into pathological anxiety, anger episodes, panic attacks, and even depression. This depression can stay for a long time in our system, so be careful about that. So, I would like to conclude my talk with an encouraging note from our beloved Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Convert this crisis into an opportunity for a resilient India. Now, I would like to introduce the heartfulness prayer for you, which I mentioned earlier, which I was doing during my sickness. Let's watch a video on that.
Often, we pray in times of difficulty. We pray for help. And we pray for happiness. The heartfulness prayer operates at a different level altogether. One where we do not entreat any change. Instead, we offer 3 simple statements that define our human condition. While offering this prayer, we honor the present moment in our journey, as well as acknowledging that the journey must continue. The heartfulness prayer is done at bedtime for 10 to 15 minutes to help us connect with our source. This is referred to as Master. It is also done for a few minutes before meditating in the morning as a way of resetting that connection. By beginning and ending the day this way, a connection is established with the source throughout the day and night. Sit in a comfortable position. Gently close your eyes and relax. With a feeling of humility and love, silently and slowly, let these words resonate within the space in your heart. O Master, Thou art the real goal of human life. We are yet but slaves of wishes, putting bar to our advancement. Thou art the only God and power to bring us up to that stage. Meditate for 10 to 15 minutes over the true sense of the words and try to get lost in them. You can repeat them a couple of times. O Master, Thou art the real goal of human life. We are yet but slaves of wishes, putting bar to our advancement. Thou art the only God and power to bring us up to that stage. Allow yourself to melt into this prayerful feeling.
So I hope you all got an idea about heartfulness prayer. Now we'll move to the last session, that is heartfulness, relaxation, and meditation. Here we will put a heartfulness relaxation audio. Please follow the instructions and stay in that mood for the meditation with your eyes closed. Our trainer, Mr. Nitin, will be conducting the meditation for 20 minutes. At the start of the meditation, he will tell, please start meditation, and at the end, that's all. I will briefly explain how to do the meditation. Stay with your eyes closed after the relaxation audio and imagine there is a source of light illuminating our heart from within and pulling our attention inwards. Ignore any thoughts coming in between and redirect your attention to your initial suggestion. Sit with this thought until you hear that's all from the trainer. So the relaxation audio first, it will be followed by a meditation session. Now we will play the relaxation audio.
Let's begin with the toes. Wiggle your toes. Now feel them relax. Relax your ankles and feet. Feel energy move up from the earth, up your feet, to your knees, relaxing the legs. Relax your thighs. The energy moves up your legs, relaxing them. Now deeply relax your hips, stomach, and waist. Relax your back from the top to the bottom. The entire back is relaxed. Relax your chest and shoulders. Feel your shoulders simply melting away. Relax your upper arms. Relax each muscle in your forearms, your hands, right up to your fingertips. Relax the neck muscles. Move your awareness up to your face. Relax the jaws, mouth, nose, eyes, earlobes, facial muscles, forehead, all the way to the top of your head. Feel how your whole body is now completely relaxed. Move your attention to your heart. As you rest there, gently have the idea that the source of light is illuminating your heart from within and is attracting or pulling your attention inward. Feel immersed in the love and light in your heart. Remain still and quiet, and slowly become absorbed in yourself. Remain absorbed within this deep silence for as long as you want, until you feel ready to come out again.
That's all.
That was a wonderful session. Thank you, Mr. Nitin. I would also like to thank Dr. Shibu Ayappan for sharing his experiences with us. So now we have come to a conclusion of our session. On behalf of Natural Path Heartfulness Center, Oman, I would like to thank the Embassy of India, Oman, and the Ambassador, His Excellency Sri Manu Mahavar, for giving us this opportunity. I would also like to thank all the attendees and heartfully invite all of you for the coming sessions. If interested, you can reach out to us in the following links.